Wearing sunscreen is obviously an important part to protect our health, especially in our later lives, but what's a way that we can make it without damaging the environment, specifically coral reefs? Many travelers today would rather use a sunscreen that doesn't show the white sheen on their skin for a long time after application. However, the only reason this happens is because they are made with microns, a very small particle that can sink into the skin but is unstable, giving it the opportunity to damage coral reefs and other systems in marine life. Now, creating the base is simple. We're going to add the three main ingredients excluding the zinc oxide and the aloe vera gel and add them to a saucepan. After the coconut oil and the rest of the ingredients are completely melted, I then transfer the mixture to a glass container using this metal funnel. When the mixture is cooled, it's very important to use a non-nano zinc oxide. Any that is smaller than 0.1 microns can penetrate through the skin and cause serious damage. Some differences that can be seen in the boiled aloe vera is an obvious separation between the three parts, the zinc oxide, the aloe vera, and in the shea butter. However, when it's mixed, it becomes very similar to the original that we saw. Let's see how that changes. Starting from our left all the way to the right, we can see at first we had the boiled aloe vera that was previously heated to 100 degrees Celsius, and starting over here, we're going to see that the application on the skin doesn't seem too different from what it looked like in the container. However, some small issues remain here. For some reason, the sunscreen seems to sit atop the skin. Moving on to the non-heat treated aloe vera, and we can see that although it's applied in the same viscosity, when it is mixed in onto the skin, there doesn't seem to be many of that opaque bubbles that sit on top there. It seems to have much more of a nicer sheen and a much smoother consistency. Moving on, we have the Supergoop store-bought sunscreen. As we can see here, it holds its shape a lot better than the homemade sunscreens, but when it's applied to the upper forearm over here, as you can see, it's not a whole lot different than the non-heat treated aloe vera sunscreen, making the aloe vera sunscreen a great alternative, and it's much safer for the environment. Here is a difference of 2.5 weeks using different types of sunscreens. On the right is a Supergoop store-bought sunscreen, and the left you can see I use my homemade sunscreen. There's obviously more assistance using the Supergoop sunscreen, but there isn't a huge change, which is nice to know you can still protect yourself and protect the environment. Let's summarize. Although using a store-bought sunscreen might seem easier and more convenient, especially because of the application process, there's really not a huge difference here. Using homemade sunscreen is beneficial to the environment and still provides a strong SPF protection. In many cases, it's much more beneficial to go green than to use something that is damaging to the environment and more expensive. Thank you.